I'm Paula. Welcome to Watch My Smoke movement, where we no longer, you know, sweep mental health challenges under the rug. I help with people as a peer specialist with their mental health challenges as I document my journey of living with bipolar 2 disorder, mood swings, and if you like to buy me water, hey, welcome. Hey, I see you. Hi, Strangey. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I appreciate you all. 19 free subscribers and what is it? Subscribers and follower supporters, I say. I do not know the difference what they talking about the followers and free subscribers and what's the difference between the subscribers, you know, free subscribers and someone actually subscribe. Well, anyway, I'm on here for this purpose of documenting, my mood swings as a Gen X born 1966 bipolar 2 disorder. I was diagnosed, I guess almost 10 years ago or whatever. I don't know. I just knew something was going on with me, whatever. So here I am. It gives me a voice, and I heal as I talk about it. It's a documentary of me being here, writing, and just connecting with other beautiful people like yourselves and Gen Xs, the people that actually deal with bipolar 2 or bipolar 1, and just go through these mental health challenges. Or you know somebody. God is always using you when they say many will call, few were chosen. So he's not gonna put no more on you than you can bear. And also, mm, a lot of time we bring stuff on ourselves. So anyway, it's after 5:22 what PM in the Eastern time, the USA, Georgia, an hour away from Atlanta. And like I said, I'm born and raised in Atlanta, but that's not my home. I was born and raised there, but that's not it's not my home. I'm not gonna hold y'all long. I just got off the phone. My 30-year-old, we talk every week, but she don't like when I come to her straight about some things that I'm led to talk about. She just takes it all and bind it all up to my mental, part. But it's okay. I just rather was talk to her on FaceTime face to face. It's what I told her because she's the only one connects with me. And however she take it is fine. But you know, you know who you could talk to, and you know what child you could talk to, or what sibling you could talk to, or which friend you could discuss things with. And I just literally told her that at this point of time, because she comes from a family where when I married her father, he and I went to high school together. Anyway, long story short, it wasn't a childhood sweetheart thing. But when I married him, he had 5 children, so I helped with three. But anyway, in that's another video. But in the lifetime of things, I didn't get to raise my children all the way. I didn't get to raise her. I raised her to 4 years old. I raised my son is 38 now. I only raised him till he was 14, and then the one and my daughter who's 25. I only raised her to she was 6 months. Cause me and my girl's father and I was divorcing, going through domestic, but just going through different things and stuff. So Um, I was just led to tell her, and I was so glad that um, on her father's side of the family that they do things traditional and they all keep up with each other. Where on my side of the family, which is her, me, and her mom, they would never meet my side of the family. They knew my mother and all of that, but and a few of the uncles, but I had an older generation. By being an only child, I had an older generation, and they all are dead now. So she would never meet them. I don't know the other. I don't even know the younger other generation. And we really didn't. We weren't close like that. Same way with my father's side of the family. He had a brother which lived with me, and like I said, on both sides of the family it was mental illness. I saw, but it didn't stop them from, you know, being successful and making money and having their own business and buying their own houses. It didn't stop that like a lot of other people did. So anyway, within this documentary today, I was just letting her know as of today, anything would happen to me, you know, because I didn't raise them in their lives. In so many words, their actions show me that if I was bedridden today, I don't know if I could depend on them. You know, I told them as of today, if anything ever happened to me, because the other night I told you I wasn't feeling well. I was my joints was hurting so bad. And plus, I'm detoxing from all the meds, the 6 meds, the bipolar med, the diabetes med, what you call it, the blood pressure meds, all of that. I'm not waking up taking that mess no more. I just have to work on it pushes me to work on my own diet just to really push. Or I got to move out and go to and live in a tropical, you know, side of the world. And that's what God is gonna be having me to do. Well, I mean, I can't live like this anymore. I'm not gonna live the rest of my life like this. This is a matrix. And this is not meant for everybody. And it don't matter what age you are, but God has a way of I speak a lot about spiritual awakening, fasting and praying. Okay. So I'll be dibber dabbing in that a little bit. But the thing is with me, I look at my future all the time. And who knows, God gonna I feel like he gonna keep me around. But I pray that I never have to be bedridden and stuff. I really do. I pray I told her as of today, Lord forbid, ever anything happen to me to be that way, um, I would have to have, an agency to take care of me, getting things together. I would not have them over me at all, over anything of mine. If anything I have, whatever organization, anything I build, it'll go back to that, it will be that. Because I don't trust them. I don't trust nobody. I've seen too much how people act when people die. And of course she didn't want to hear it. And that's just it. I told her this is gonna be my last time talking about it. I didn't want to put it in text. I didn't want to put it in text. And I told her I definitely didn't want my son to be over me with anything. Not nothing. Not nothing. Cause he has he has mental illness. He's had anger problems and he does things, takes it out on women. And because of things he and I went through, and Lord knows, the only thing I try to do is give him the world. But see, sometimes you make a mistake of doing that. to, to some children. You just can't do that. So the thing is, and I told her with my baby girl, I only had her until 6 months. She she don't even call me every day. I mean, she just hear about me through her, you know. So even though I was there and we spent time together, when the 2 weekends ago I was at their house, I look at things like everybody else has met your boyfriend except me. And when I asked my baby girl, I said, and she's 25 now. Like I said, I only raised her until she was 6 months. I was like, well, why I haven't met him? And the answer she gave when when she said, he said, I can't even remember what he said. And I prayed with them before on the phone. So she's never really introduced us. Everybody else met him, her father met him. And of course, I'm gonna feel some way about that because I have feelings. I have feelings. And I don't want to be breaking and messing up my own blessings, but I go by what I've seen. And and I can only say this too because my son has compared his life to a so-called friend of mine where he's friends with their son all his life, and he think he's supposed to live and I supposed to have done the same thing that they done. It really tampered with me and his relationship real bad, me and my oldest son. And that's another video. I raised him till he was 14, you know. That's another video. And the things that he's actions toward me and all of that that I know that I took accountability of, you know, of him growing up, you know. Um yeah, it still wears on us. It does. It's still healing. Still healing. I see myself through my mother eyes and I can see what my mother saw in me. He's become the person that I am growing out of, and what I see I don't like. And what I see myself through my mother eyes I don't like in him. I see what my mom saw now. Like I said, and like I told my daughter, I said, my mom and I was with each other from all my life, you know, only child. And you know, and I never, my mom and I missed our talks, but I don't miss the dementia. My mom and I had a very strange relationship. We could talk every day, but we couldn't live together. We could talk on the phone every day, all day, but we couldn't live together. She was 4 too. She was a baby girl. She died at 86. She was 86 years old. And she was the last to die, to go 3 years ago. And so I'm still grieving. Like I said, I just pulled her ashes of 3 years a month ago. But I had to tell my daughter this face to face. It's never the right time with her. You ever seen people like that? It's never the right time with them to talk about things. They don't want to hear it. They don't. I said, well, this is my last time saying it. But, I told her, I said, you know, uh, yeah, yeah, I don't know what could happen. I could live to be 90 and they may be in position to take care of me if it happens. We're restoring and I'm coming over there and we spending time with each other or something. But it was something funny happened when we was there. My daughter loved she loves Tyler Perry's family reunion movies, stuff like that. And and so we saw it. You have to excuse because I'm holding this phone and this thing is awkward. Um, it's like when I saw the movie, it reminded me of me growing up with my family reunion, Tyler Perry movie. And when I saw Cicely Tyson, she's a great Googler. If anybody don't know her, she was a great uh, black queen that played a lot of you know Negro movies, Black History movies. That's all that lady played, and she lived to be 90 something. Bless her heart, beautiful black black queen. And when I saw her, I saw my mom. And what's the other lady name who does poems? All them ladies that are dead. It just brought my mom, and so I went. It triggered me and went into. I was laughing in the movie about the movie, and then I started crying. And I told my daughter and them, I said, "Oh my God, I can't see this movie anymore." And it took them through a lot of mixed emotions. They didn't know to laugh or cry, And I said, "What? Damn! Don't you realize I'm freaking bipolar? Okay." Yeah, and they always got the opinions and quotes about me, but that's okay. That's okay. And we too have all exchange relationship. It's weird because I've been with my mom since day one till the day she died, and then these we restoring and we restoring our relationships, but yet it's still estranged. Um, I feel my brain right now is lost for words. I teach you all my I teach you all not to overthink through my abstract sketches that I have on my eBay, and I'm a no, self-published book sketch person, book publisher. Plus, I write. I'm an author, so that's another reason why I'm a Substack. I learned about Substack on YouTube from a lady, a Gen X that I was listening to, and I say this. I'm saying this because ooh, it hit her. It hit her hard. It hit her. But I am. It's my mood swings. So I'm in a mood swing, and I'm in an emotional roller coaster mood swing right now. Okay. Without my joints hurting right now, but when I walk, it hurts my lower back and stuff. It's been raining all day, in Georgia, hour away from Atlanta. So I'm just grateful. Um, my daughter, she probably will write me a long text. I don't know, saying right now we might need to take a break. I don't know what she may say, but the holidays are not good for me. Thanksgiving, Christmas, I hate it. I hate them. I really do. I hate them. I hate the fact that it has to take the family once a year to get together like that, where every day is Christmas, every day is Thanksgiving. That's the way I feel. I'm just so tired of the United States of the metric. It's everything is like I don't know. A lot of people just not awoke. They're not woke on some things, and I'm gonna get into that too in another video as well. Because I don't feel like writing all of that. I could just only talk about being woke. But anyway, back to the documentary of this moment. Now, I told my daughters, them, Lord forbid, the only thing they would get, if anything happened to me, they would just get a phone call because I will allow somebody else to get me, cremate me, pull the ashes quick, and I don't want no funeral, no ceremony. And that goes, that's between them, how they want to handle their own personal. But I don't need validation of people to come and see some ashes. And to each his own. But that's the way I feel. This is my documentary. I've seen too many funerals growing up, and I told her I realized that I can't handle death like I thought I could. And I told her I seen too many deaths when I was growing up, going to funerals, losing my grandparents, losing my father. At the age of 5, he had a heart attack at the wheel on the way to work. He was a deputy sheriff, one of the deputy sheriff of Decatur, stuff like that. I was a dad's girl and stuff. So, but my last name is Cook, right? We was talking about the cooking part where the family, all of them got together, the sisters, everybody got together. And I was like, who all did the cooking? And it was her half sister and her mom, which was their dad first wife. They was with them cook. They had did the cooking. And of course, yeah, I felt a little some way. Because I would ask her, well, how is so and so doing? How is she? You know, 'cause I really don't care about her her half sister. Now, because everything that we bought them, me and my mom bought my 3 children or my girls, it would get tore up. Just like a car that I bought for my daughter for her college. It was a used car. And she said her sister totaled it. Thank God nobody didn't get hurt. But when I see the girl, I put on a poker face or I put on a mask. Hey, how you doing? Hey, girl, what's up? I never cared for their spirits, never. And so it's a lot of other underhand stuff that I know that I wouldn't even mention to my daughter and them because that's her father's family, and I get it. And so I just create my own space, my own life. And I couldn't help but to shed a tear when I was talking to her. She said, you say all this because I said, well, because the way I felt the other night, I thought I was getting ready to leave this earth. I was in so much pain. And I was getting ready to send a text out. Look, y'all, hey, only thing I want to be is cremated, throw the ashes. Don't worry about nothing else. Just, I don't have life insurance to do it like that. And then if I did, it would just be something just to cremation. I don't believe in it. It won't be no beneficiary for this and that. But then, like I told her up front, I won't have nobody, handling my business. I will have an organization or somebody to handle me because I wouldn't want them to go through that. I used to tell my mom when I was in my 20s, Mom, I'm gonna need help. I knew I saw in the future. I saw God showed me that her health would be declining, and that I can't have that all on me. Caregiving is no joke. I don't care if you are getting paid for it. I told her I could barely wipe a baby's butt or mine's right now. I mean, really. Um, and to allow to, I said that's not even my calling, and to deal that my back and everything. Mm-mm. And I just told her, I said, you know, I couldn't do it. And so, but my mom, I did help with her with her taints and stuff like that. But thank God she was independent to go to the bathroom herself. But I ended up had to put her in nursing home because with her dementia, I had to get out. I ended up selling my house and moving in with her high rise and that's another story. But she ended up putting me out, which is her dementia, and I couldn't deal with it. I don't even know if I was on meds then when I was taking care of her. I started taking care of my mom back in 2015, something like that. 16, it started happening. She was in independent living, like what I am in now. Now, I just had to say what I had to say so I can release to let her know that even though they need to start looking at today if anything will happen to them, who's gonna take care of them? You know, I don't have that calm. I'm just like Eddie Murphy said, I don't handle death like that really good. That's not my calling. It's so many people that is in that nursing field and CNA just for the money. And you can tell because I had a lot of run-ins with taking care of my mom, and then I had a good one that me and her still friends. She's an older woman, retired. And I just have to let her know. I could care less, you know. Just let her know. And they was talking about me coming over there December the month, coming up before Christmas, after Christmas. I don't think I won't be going. For one thing, because my back, I have to have rails, like if I go in the bathroom or whatever, I have to have a rail, you know. Sometimes I use a cane, but yeah, my lower back, I deal with arthritis in my spine, and if I take my trash out, I just have to take breaks. I walk and take a break, walk, take a break, you know. Yeah. So, but this is a documentary of dealing with my mood swings and bipolar 2 disorder and family. That's what I want to connect with. More Gen X's that dealing with bipolar 2 disorders. You what, 59, and you starting your life over, but yet you're independent. I need to talk to the independent ones that can do for yourself, and you can still build your brand, you know, and you're still investing in yourself. Cause um, that's what I would still be doing, is building my brand. You know, I'm not. I can't go to a regular job. I've been working there since I was 16, but I just never stay on a job long to be working like they will be part time. But now it's so different with me, and I don't like to be around crowds of people and different stuff like that. I'm gonna do what's best for me. I could give a damn what the world's saying and what they doing, because God got me. God got us. God got you. You know. I mean, but yeah, you know, I just had to say it. I had to tell her, let her know I could not. I cannot let them. I would not let them be over anything I have. I gave my mom her flowers while she was here. We all did. And I do what all I can do while I'm here. But other than that, I'm not, you know. So I just, you know, and what really kind of triggered me is when my son called me and my grand and with the other grandchildren, two grandchildren. Um, he was like, "Oh, I wish you can be here and all that and stuff." I don't trust my life. I wouldn't trust him to come pick it. He wouldn't have to get. I just wouldn't. When I have my own, if I have my own income, my own money, so I can get a Uber or pay him. I don't like his spirit. I can't. He tears me down too much. Let's put it like that. I'm not going to allow you, and I'm not going to be in your presence and thinking that it's okay what you do to me or women. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm just not. And he probably was there saying a lot of stuff like, "I wish my mom was cooking and we'd come over there," and stuff he says. You know, I don't like it at all. He tries to. It's like he throw shade and then he be gaslighting and I don't like it. I wouldn't dare have my life in his hands. You talking about fixing me a plate and bringing it up? I no, don't. I said no, thank you. I'm good. No, thank God. I have friends. God sent angels that been knowing me and my family for a while. He came by. He's 68. Brought me a plate, ate with me, and left. Then and then I have a mentor, 75. He prays with me and try to, you know, just see how my mental health is. And then I have a classmate, we went to high school together. He and I talk. He not married, don't have no children. And we just talk about what we're gonna do about our future, how we're gonna live, you know. And I'm grateful to have, company, have people to talk to at least. Yeah, and if I want to really talk, I can talk to my neighbor down the way or go outside, go out here, just talk with some neighbors, you know. No, I'm not closed in like that, but it's just Christmas and Thanksgiving. I don't like it. It's always something that is happening at the end of the year. It's always something. Real notice the world, how things happen, how things are happening at the end of the year and then the beginning of the year. Something just expose. It just expose and then just blow up at the beginning of the year. Just notice every year at the end is always something dealing with government and death. And then the beginning of the year, it has something to deal with all these different places and countries and stuff going through the tsunami or going through hurricanes and all that kind of stuff. I noticed that the end of the year, notice the end of the year, and then notice the beginning of the year. You better stay woke. I'm telling you, stay woke. Stay woke. And again, I am talking about the documentary of living with bipolar 2 disorder, and everything, the mood swings. But take your time, listen to people. I don't care what, I don't care if they have Alzheimer's or what. Listen, take your time, listen, because people are talking through those sicknesses, you know, and everything. People are talking. And I know my middle daughter, she goes through a lot. It's a lot, and it's a lot. And I get it. She's that 30 is something else. I was still learning myself. The 30 for me is woo. I tell you the truth. I just really found out who I were at age 50, and I'm 59. 30s ain't it's no joke. Some people could be born and I already know at the age of 5 that they're gonna be a doctor. Mm, yeah. So yeah, I'm a writer. I love to write. I'm a self book publisher. You know, I just do what God tell me to do. That's all. It gets to a point at a time, you can do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. You come in that age up to 18, even though you're still in your parents' house or whatever. You still got your own mind, but you know right from wrong though. You have choices. You have choices. We all deal with mental health challenges in some type of way. But when you in a better area, all the stress, when you in a way that you can write and flow, when you know, could be where you could just actually just breathe and it has a lot to do with your health. When you're somewhere you could be able to think and live in a clearer and cleaner environment or whatever. Trust me, all these health issues won't be on you. All it takes is just, either you have to end up growing your own garden or I don't know. It takes something. Like I heard a man say, if you have to make your own soap, you know. But from all that medicine that I'm taking, and that's six. Yeah, six is enough for me. I know some people got to take 12, but I'm not gonna wake up living my life taking these damn pills and I guess they say that they go having that bipolar moment. They want to get off their medicine. Hmm. You can better recognize. Better stay woke. You better listen. And the folk, they can throw shade all they want to, but they trying to tell you something. And all I've been doing is drinking nothing but water. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh, hurts me to get up. That water right there. All of that water. I have seen it took me 59 years to realize water is a healer. You need that water. I never drank so much water a day in my life. These cases of water all day, every day. Water, 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 water. Drink that water. So it's something that was in that medicine causing me feel that way. Then it was reactions in my body, you know, and just the hallway that I walk sometimes. Yeah. Well, I feel it. I feel my daughter is, I kind of feel, I feel a little tension, but it's going to be okay. 'Cause just like I told her, this ain't going to stop me living my life. I can still work, but I'm going to work and do what God purpose is. Ain't nobody going to tell me to go out there and get no job to do something that I'm not going to stay on. This not freaking slavery. I'm not doing it. And I don't have to do it. So I know how to get on here and make my own money wiser legally as a Christian lady. It is what it is. So that's my documentary today. Sometimes I be on a certain mood swing where I will be writing all day long and just be all on my other stuff, YouTube and stuff. Sometimes I have to give TikTok a break. It makes me sick. TikTok been on my damn nerves. I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know. It's the energy. It's the feel of it. Uh, I don't know. But God got you. God got you. This is what we go through. This is what we go through. The documentary of like I don't have the energy to be dating, but God will put the right person in my path, whatever. Yes, I have wants, needs, urges. Oh, I all of that, you know. And, That's another video. Talk about sexuality and stuff like that. I don't know, it just really urged me when you start seeing things and people acting a certain way, and like I said, I feel that spirit that that is in my son that triggers me and stuff like that, but I have to stay in control. You know, you have to work around things like that. And it could be a parent, you know, and it's just like my daughter keeps her boundaries. We keep our boundaries. We agreed to have our boundaries, you know, boundaries and what else? Something else. So she has to deal with her boundaries with not only me, but other people, things that come in her circle. And like I said, I'm done. I'm through crying about my children. I'm through running after them. I'm through. I am so through. You know, you have to say, God, I surrender all. I give them back to you. Because once you have children, you're going to be, if you are a mother or a father, you're going to be concerned about them to the rest to the day you gone or they gone. So the fact that she put it politely was with her sisters and stuff, but yet, you know, there, here, where her mother was there. So I said, oh. I say, I see why my son said what he said. Yeah, I know later on we gonna go over to, you know, which call them house. They having their own little dinner thing. It's the way people turn these things into a competition matrix. It's like everybody just got to be in this rat race, you know, like it just feels some type of way. I wish my mom, and I hear him say it all the time. I wish my mom would do that, stuff like that. But see, but he already got a daughter, just don't feel him at times. So that's another thing, another way you putting out about women, you taking it out. Because your daughter's already rejecting you. Then you already, you know, gone through whatever we gone through with the mom. And then when you have a girlfriend, you take stuff out on her or your wife. You are not held accountable in anything. And a lot of people is like that, you know. You gotta stay woke. And yeah, I feel some type of way. And it's trying to set my mood swing and it has set my mood swing. But I'm gonna reel it right on back in because I can talk about it. I could be in this moment and talk about it and share it in my documentary with you all. So that people that hears about this, they can say, okay, I can relate, or I know somebody going through that now, or never been there. Oh, wow, really? No, my mom and dad don't act like that. Or, you know, anything. And it's amazing. I said, okay, here we go. And then I got my daughter talking about, yeah, I've never did anything like this for Thanksgiving. I never cooked collard greens. I never did it. I said, but you cook the healthy stuff. You already on top. Uh, uh, you already on top. You know, I mean, you need validation for that. See, it's always something where it got to make you feel a certain type of way. These holidays just put you in that realm. You never cooked collard greens before. You never did macaroni and cheese. You never did this. And the fact that she said, you know, you and your mom, me and my mom carry the last name Cook. Even my son carried the last name Cook. See, oh, okay. No, we didn't never, we never liked to cook. No, we cooked enough to feed ourselves, what have you. But I don't like cooking. She didn't like cooking. But when my grandmother was in the kitchen, I'll never forget it. She would cook, my granddaddy would cook, you know. Those are the days that you feel like, oh, you just feel like, you just feel like, you know, you just felt good. It just felt like, you know, just made you feel secure, and I get it. I get it. I get it. But that's not my life. That's not my this is not my position of raising my grandchildren. I partially raised my children, okay? And you think, okay, yeah, God give you a second chance to be with your grandchildren, but they know of me. But I would rather when they're able to say, "Hey, grandma, what you doing? Let's hang out." We can do that without hearing the mom's or dad voice. They are of age. When they 13 and 17 is different and fine. But God gonna have me around long enough to, like, hey, it would just be me and my grands. We can, do stuff together. It don't have to be everybody together. It'll be them, us, mending. I don't have to have my son there or their mom there for us to mend. You see? You need personal time together. Let them see you, them, let them see that, they're people for themselves. Because people can talk all day and just know of you. They know me, they see me. Hey, grandma, that's it. But I'm not going to allow you to make me feel bad because I'm not in y'all circle. I'm there with y'all in spirit. No, her dad wasn't there because his first wife, was cooking, and they were having a thing. So she put it as sister. All the sisters and the siblings was together. But who cooked all the food? Okay, the ex, her sister's mom and her. Okay, so then now my son was there, and like I say, he say such the damnest things, very hurtful. Only thing I could do is stay quiet because I'm not going to add and gaslight. I'm not going to act brand new and just add on to what he's putting out in the universe. He's always compared his life with everybody. Yeah, I get it. I've done the same thing. But when you get to a point of time, you know, and like I said, I don't have to put myself in that equation. Because one minute they're talking about that mother. Next minute they talking about this person, that person. I'm over here chilling and minding my own damn business. I'm not gonna go through this with you. Every Christmas and every Thanksgiving. I guess that's another part why I hate it, you know, because I don't feel like having people all over in my apartment and you don't clean up like you do. I'm funny about my place. I don't want you all in my bathroom and he's so nasty. I don't want and you're not gonna clean behind yourself and do things right. That's why they meet up they rent rooms out. These you have it in a place instead of having it in somebody's house. Start having it in a what you call it? That's cool. But me, I mean, I could just bring something. I cook a little, one thing if I feel like it. If I feel like it. And if I have my transportation, like I may rent a car or whatever, I can drive. And I feel good when I do that so I can get up and leave when I want to. I don't want no attachment, riding with nobody or anything like that. And it's not about being independent. It's just that I don't trust you, you know, unless I have money enough to say, oh, let me call me an Uber. I went there, but zero, nothing. I don't, they show up. I've seen situations, they show up among themselves. knowing good and damn well they ain't have the money, and then somebody have to pay for their meal or something like that. I've seen that shit with them. Excuse me. My son them did that not too long ago with his girl. I'm like, and I said when they invite me somewhere, I have to have this shit straight. Who gonna pick me up? You got gas? Do you need gas? What this or that? This? Stop going places and good and damn well. I don't. I didn't grow up in where I have to survive and just did certain things among a whole bunch of us in survival mode. And I mean, I've been in survival mode. I know what it's like. But people just do things when they and yeah, I mean, this is my documentary, you know. But the enemy is not going to win. He's not, I'm telling you, he is not going to I'm just not going to allow it to be anymore rent free in my head. God has worked it out. I just hate my son's spirit. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. And I said, God, have mercy. It's not him. It ain't nobody but the devil, the enemy, always try to come up against me to bring me down and make me feel bad. And all I do is encourage them all the time and say, God got me where he want me to be. And I tell them, like, I want y'all to do better than what I did. Do better than me. I always like to cheer them on. But like I said, no more. I ain't got to kiss nobody ass. I ain't got to run after clout. I don't have to do all that. Don't have to. I don't like the energy he put out on me and gaslight me in company. That hurts. That hurts. You know, I had a friend, her daughter called and wished that me and, her mom can get together along with my son. Now we had a good time 2 years ago, Thanksgiving. We was up there singing and doing dances back in the 70s. She said, y'all, we had such a good time. And ate, they fixed dinner, cooked dinner. No, but I'm not no cook. Mm-mm. No, I don't care nothing about no cooking. I never really cooked for a whole bunch of people like that. And it's just me. And I don't have to. Just like I told, I don't have to do that. I don't. It's just me. I just do what I do with me. Now I don't have to do that. All the people you think, that's what Big Mama and them did. They would be in pain. Oh, it means so much. They showed that they love us because she did do it, even though she was in pain. I'm done with that shit. And back the next week, they'll be comparing and talking about you like shit about anything else. Mm-mm. I'm done. And I appreciate, my children them inviting me to their place and stuff. But now, until I you know, have my own income to get rent my vehicle or help out, I'm not going nowhere empty hand, without having any money to be with them. Hmm. Sad to say, but it is what it is. And I'm not gonna end, I'm just saying these are the mood swings, the things that I go through. And I'm right now, this is just my mood swing. And whether with the medicine or not, I've always been like this, you know, because that's another video. You just got to stay woke spiritually. You got to really see things, and everybody is just not woke on things like that. And I'm gonna let her have her little moment. Let her have a little moment, and I'm gonna say what I say. But she just so, you be to the point you be so insensitive where, you still grieving and they don't even mm, I guess they have their way of trying to pull me in to make sure that I don't grieve being around them. But yet, I'm not going to allow you to still have me around you, and then you gaslight me at the same time. That's what I don't like about the conversation and the joke of my children when I'm not around. They gaslight me. Gaslight me. Yeah. And my son just takes it to another level. But anyway, if you're going through all of that or whatever, connect with me. If this bless you, you can buy me water, coffee, tea, whatever. It's grateful. Um, this is a documentary. This channel is a documentary of me living with bipolar 2 disorder. My journey is a voice where I could voice and be healing at the same time. Okay. I didn't mean to stay this long, but it is what it is. This is what this channel is for me and writing and stuff. So, but anyway, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thanks for hanging around.